Every day, as we work, spend, and save, we are writing our money story. And the seeds of this story usually begin with our orientation about finance. And throughout our lives, we are constantly growing and changing our money story. And you can help guide and shift it by understanding the fundamentals of earning, saving, and growing your money. Now, you need to become smart with your money by becoming an investor. You may have seen the headlines about investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, commercial papers, and so on. Let me show you how to invest in these different asset classes. And more importantly, I'm going to demonstrate the apps that you can use to invest by yourself. One of these apps even gives you over £1,000,000 in demo funds for you to practice your investing game. So let's check it out. As I mentioned earlier, it is very important for you to understand the fundamentals of earning, saving, and growing your money. For that reason, I'm going to briefly talk about the fundamentals of these various asset classes. Then I'll go on to demonstrate how you, as an investor, can invest in all these different asset classes on your own, just using your mobile phone. As an investor, there are various ways for you to save and invest your money. And these various ways comes with their risk and their reward. The first is your normal savings bank account. This is where you keep money in the bank, and at the end of the month, they pay you an interest like this. But there's a problem with this. This interest is very little as compared to what you can be earning in other asset classes. It brings us to the next one, which are called term deposits or certificate of deposit. For this particular option, bank holds on to your money for a specific period of time and they offer you a higher interest rate. For example, they can hold your money for like 90 days and offer you like 18% per annum on your money. That's called term deposit. And if you withdraw your money before the maturity date, the bank will charge you a penal charge on your withdrawal. The next asset class are called bonds. And bonds are like loans to governments or companies that earns you interest. In the case of bonds, independent agencies usually rate these bonds and they assign them whether they are high quality bonds or low quality bonds. And high quality bonds are bonds that are offered by stable companies, but they usually attract a lower interest rate as compared to low quality bonds, which are bonds that are offered by companies that are just upcoming, but they are usually safe. Bonds are relatively safe investments. The next asset class are called stocks, and this means that you are buying ownership into an existing company. And as an owner, you are entitled to share of profit through dividend and also the rise of the stock value of that particular share. And the aim of buying shares is to find companies that you think that they are undervalued and buy their shares at a lower price with the aim of selling at a higher price in the future. The next is called mutual funds. And mutual funds is simply the collection of money from different investors. Professional fund managers, they collect money from several investors and help those investors invest in stocks, bonds, and other assets in order to get maximum return. And this is also a safe way for an investor to spread their risk across multiple investments. There are also different types of mutual funds. For example, you have equity mutual funds where the fund managers invest in stocks. You have debt mutual funds where the fund managers invest in bonds. And you also have hybrid mutual funds where the fund managers invest in a mixture of stocks and bonds. There are also other funds like index fund, exchange traded fund, which are called ETFs, and so much more. Now let's talk about the apps that you can use to invest in these various asset classes. The first app is called Bamboo. Bamboo offers easy and beginner-friendly access to Nigerian stock and US stock. All you just need to do is to download the app from the Play Store. So it brings you to the main user interface where you can have access to your wallet balance and you can see your portfolio. You can also add new investments to your portfolio. So in order to add new investment, you can see it has US stocks, Nigerian stock, treasury bills, Naira savings, fixed return, and so on. If you click on US stocks, you see the various US stock that it offers, their particular rates, the particular price change, and the rest. And Nigerian stocks also. There are various Nigerian stocks right here. You can also search for them. Then treasury bills also. You can buy treasury bills and 76 days, 153 days, 363 days with various interest rates attached to those days. So that's just mainly what Bamboo is used for. Most people use Bamboo app to buy stocks, both local stocks or USB stocks. And so all you just need to do once you create an account on Bamboo, you'll just do your verification, your KYC, and you can just go ahead and fund your wallet and start investing in the US or the Nigerian stock market. Now, another app that you can use as an investor is called Cowrywise. And I like Cowrywise so much because it offers anybody an opportunity to become an investor. The onboarding process is very straightforward to use. And I use Cowrywise to invest mostly in mutual funds. So once you log into Cowrywise, if you don't have an account, you can create an account. It brings you to this dashboard which shows home, save, and invest. You can save normal fiat currency and also invest. Now, you can also use Cowrywise to invest in stocks. Remember, you can use Bamboo to invest in stocks, and now you can use Cowrywise also to invest in stocks. You can also use it to invest in Naira funds. And more investments that you can make on Cowrywise is Naira stocks, Naira mutual funds, and dollar mutual funds. Now, some months ago, I tried investing on this Cowrywise just to test out how the investment on this app goes. And let me show you the investment that I made. I invested in a particular mutual fund, which is this mutual fund right here. And okay, to check the transaction date, it was October 4, 2025 that I just invested. I invested 100,000 naira into this mutual fund. And you can see the growth so far. The 100,000 investment has become 134,000 naira using the mutual fund. And you can see the all-time performance. This was the initial deposit, then the earnings on the mutual fund. Now, it's very illustrative. You are able to tell your principal amount with the profits that you have gotten from the investment. So this was all right, just a little ad break. Please, if you are gaining value from this video, I would truly appreciate if you can subscribe to this channel if you are not already subscribed, and like the video. That's all I ask. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to more and more viewers. So thank you so much. Let's get back to the video. So you can go ahead and skip the ad now. Skip the ad. All right. The returns that I've gotten over 34,000 naira on my initial 100,000 naira investment. Now, if you want to invest using Cowrywise, there are several options like I've showed you earlier. Naira stocks. There's also Nigerian stocks, Naira mutual fund, dollar mutual fund, and so on. So let's say that I click on these mutual funds right now. You can see different investment tiers. Now, you can invest based on your risk appetite. Now you can see balance portfolio, equity portfolio, and so much more. Let's say that I click on this equity portfolio. Remember what I said about mutual funds. It's a collection of money from different investors. They come together, pool resources together in order to invest in a particular venture or a particular asset class. So equity mutual funds, they are used to invest in stocks. Then debt mutual funds is used to invest in bonds and so on. So just different one. You can just select the one that you are okay with. Make sure to always do your due diligence before investing in any stock. So once you click on the one that you want, you just include the amount, either 20,000 or 50,000, any amount that you're okay with. Then you choose your preferred payments method, and you fund your account first of all. Then you use that money to buy into the mutual funds or the stocks. So if you want, you can use Bamboo to buy stocks, but I think Cowrywise is quite okay because you can just buy everything on Cowrywise. You can buy the Naira stocks right here on Cowrywise and also have access to mutual funds to invest in. These are some stocks that are available and the rates that they have and the percentage that they have returned over time. You can have access to it. And let's say that you click on a particular stock that you're interested in. You can see the history of the price history of the particular stock by 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or year to date. Let's say I click on 1 month. So this is just the performance of this particular asset over a period of 1 month. You can see how high the price has gone up, it has come down, now it's bouncing up again. And you can also check the ranking. Remember, I said investment independent agencies, they usually rank these asset classes. So you can see the ranking of this particular asset class. Okay, this is the buy and the sell order and so much more. Now, for this particular assets, you can read the about section, the dividend history, the company details, the company that you're investing in, just read about it. So don't just blindly invest because someone told you to invest. Make sure you do your own research. So you can just explore, invest in stocks right here or mutual funds or anyone that you're okay investing in. It also have a saving section where you can just save your money. If you don't want to invest in any kind of asset class, you can just save your naira and it will yield higher interest than just keeping it in a traditional savings bank account. Now, this last app that I'm going to be demonstrating is one of my favorites. Why? Because it offers anybody the opportunity to test what investment looks like. Why? Because it will give you demo funds for you to trade, for you to buy stocks and do whatever you want with the fund, just for you to practice your investing game. And that app is called Trove. So you can download Trove from your app store also. So just create an account, register, and sign up into your account. Now, like the apps that we talked about previously, Trove also allows you to invest in Nigerian stocks, US stocks, Chinese stocks, and so much more. And you can also invest in Naira or invest in dollars. Now, currently, I'm in the demo mode, and demo mode is when the platform gives you some cash to test your investing game. These are not actual real cash, but it will give you the feel of an investor. It gives you the money to invest in stocks. So let's say that you are being skeptical about a particular stock, whether you should invest or not. You can actually come and test your investing game on Trove by investing in that same asset class without risking your own fund. Invest in a particular asset class. If the stock does well, then you have feedback that that is actually a good investment. But if it doesn't work well, at least you have learned something without risking your own money. So for example, now, part of my demo funds, I use it to buy a particular stock. Here you can see the percentage return that I've gotten. Okay, now you can see that I bought this stock in the year 2023. I spent about 228,000 naira to invest in this particular stock in the demo account, and you can see the value of the investment now. So I can go ahead and invest in more asset classes. So I just go to this explore option. So explore, I can go to Nigerian stocks and just check for the stock that I want and go ahead and buy it. Let's say I want this particular stock. I want to invest in this stock. I can see the stock price and other informations about it. So I can go ahead and buy. Currently, the market is not open at the time of recording this video. But yeah, I can just place the order, and when the market gets open, the order will be executed. Let's say that, for example, I want to buy like 100 units of this particular share of this particular stock. I just review the cost, and this is how much it cost me. Okay, let me increase it to, let's make it 500. Review the cost, and this is how much it will cost me. So I can go ahead and swipe to buy, and it tells me that the market is not open. So I'll just go ahead and continue the trade, and the order is placed. When the market gets open, the order will be executed. And now on this app, it's not just Naira stocks that you can invest in. You can also invest in dollar. You can also invest in the US market. For example, if I go to my US portfolio, now coming to my US portfolio, you can see the amount of demo funds that I have in the US portfolio. And these are some stocks that I bought using the demo funds. So I can go ahead and test my trading. I can go ahead and test my trading strategy in order to master the game and understand the risk and the emotions that are involved in buying all these asset classes, just using demo funds without risking your money. So these are the stocks that I bought. You can go ahead and buy more. And you can go ahead and explore this app, but just understand the risk that are involved in your investment decisions. These apps that I discussed, they are mainly used in Nigeria. But if you are watching from a different country, the fundamentals still remain the same. All you just need to do is to find a fintech platform that offers services like this in your country, and you can go ahead and explore it and become an investor. If you have learned a thing or two from this video, I would truly appreciate if you can like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm to recommend this content to many users. And above all else, remember the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules, make fortunes.